Do you ever wonder why some people seem to age in peace, surrounded by love and respect, while others struggle with stress, manipulation, and loneliness? Have you ever felt like certain relationships, perhaps even with family, drain your energy, making your old age more difficult than it needs to be? What if I told you there's a secret to maintaining your dignity, joy, and independence in your later years? A principle that wise elders have followed for centuries, yet many overlook. In this story, we'll uncover the 5 types of people you must avoid in old age, even if they are family. We'll explore why these individuals can harm your well-being, how to identify them, and most importantly, how to protect yourself without guilt. This principle isn't just about avoiding toxic people. It's about creating space for peace, wisdom, and happiness in your golden years. By the end, you'll have a powerful understanding of how to guard your energy, set boundaries, and ensure that your later years are truly your best. If you believe in ancient, timeless wisdom that can transform your life, make sure to like and subscribe, because the truth you need to hear is often the truth no one talks about. Now let's dive in. 1. The overdependent. Some people in life mistake love for obligation. They lean on you so much that they no longer try to stand on their own. In old age, this becomes even more dangerous because the last thing you need is to carry unnecessary burdens when your energy should be focused on peace, joy, and health. Imagine this. You've worked hard all your life. You've raised children, helped family, and been there for friends. Now that you're older, you should be enjoying the rewards of your sacrifices. But instead, you find yourself constantly solving other people's problems, being drained by their endless needs, and feeling guilty when you say no. Have you ever wondered why some people always expect you to fix their mess? Why they never take responsibility, but always have a way of making you feel like it's your job to carry them? What people really want in life is freedom, peace, and happiness. But how can you have that if you are trapped in other people's endless demands? The secret is knowing that while love is important, dependency is dangerous. And this principle has helped countless people regain control of their lives. This mindset is crucial because it helps you separate helping from enabling. There's nothing wrong with being supportive, but when someone refuses to stand on their own because they know you will always hold them up, you are not helping them. You are weakening them. Knowing this is not enough, you must do something about it. When people act the wrong way, when they lean on you too much, you must learn to redirect them to their own strength instead of constantly being their crutch. This is not cruelty, it is wisdom, because one day you may not be there to help them, and if they have never learned to stand alone, they will fall. This principle is not about playing mind games or being selfish. It is about building the right mindset that allows both you and them to grow. When you set boundaries, you actually appreciate the people in your life more because you are helping them become stronger rather than making them weak through constant dependence. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly man named Mr. Thomas. He had worked hard all his life, raised his children, and even helped his nephews and nieces get through school. But now, in his old age, they still called him every week, not to check on him, but to ask for money, to borrow his car, or to get him to fix their problems. He kept giving, afraid that if he refused, they would abandon him. One day his friend, an old wise woman, said to him, "Thomas, if you keep feeding birds that refuse to fly, you are not helping them. You are keeping them from their destiny." This opened his eyes. He realized that love is not about always saying yes. Sometimes, love is about letting people struggle so they can learn. He stopped being an easy solution, and what happened? At first, some of them got angry, but soon they learned to handle their own problems. Some even came back to thank him for teaching them independence. The positive side? Mr. Thomas finally found peace. He no longer lived in stress, and the people who truly loved him stayed, even without needing anything from him. The negative side? Some of the overdependent ones distanced themselves when they could no longer take advantage of him. But guess what? That was a blessing. Because real relationships are not built on dependence, but on love and respect. So what should you do when someone becomes too dependent on you? Learn to say no with love. Stop feeling guilty for protecting your peace. Let people solve their own problems when they can. This does not make you a bad person. It makes you wise. This principle is not about cutting people off. It's about protecting your energy so you can enjoy the life you deserve. If you understand this, you are already on your way to a happier and more peaceful old age. But this is just the beginning. The next type of person you must avoid is even more dangerous: the overprotective. They might seem like they care, but they can slowly take away your independence. Don't miss the next lesson. Like, subscribe, and join us on this journey of ancient wisdom that will change your life forever. 2. The overprotective. Some people care about you so much that they end up controlling you. They don't mean harm, but their fear of losing you makes them treat you like a fragile object rather than a capable human being. In old age, this can be suffocating. Instead of living freely, you find yourself trapped under their constant watch, unable to make your own choices. At first, it might feel like love. They remind you to take your medicine, they warn you about every little danger, and they insist on making decisions for you. But over time, you realize that their protection is costing you your independence. Have you ever felt like someone in your life treats you like a child just because you're older? Do they question every choice you make, constantly warn you about everything, and act as if you're incapable of handling yourself? What people really want in life is freedom, respect, and dignity. But how can you have that when someone else is constantly deciding what's best for you? The secret is understanding that protection without respect is just control. And this principle has helped many people regain their independence without damaging their relationships. This mindset is important because it helps you separate care from control. There is a difference between someone wanting the best for you and someone making you feel like you cannot handle your own life. Knowing this isn't enough. You must act on it. So what should you do when someone starts acting this way? You must lovingly remind them that you are still in control of your own life. When they try to limit your choices, push back gently but firmly. When they treat you like you are helpless, show them you are still capable. This is not about fighting them. It is about helping them see that real love respects freedom. This principle is not about playing mind games or rejecting love. It is about building the right mindset that allows you to appreciate people without letting them suffocate you. When you set healthy boundaries, you actually strengthen your relationships because you are teaching them to respect you, not just protect you. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly woman named Grandma Rose. She was strong, independent, and loved gardening. But her daughter Lisa was overly protective. "Mom, don't go outside. It's too hot. Don't cook. You might burn yourself. Let me do everything for you." At first, Rose felt loved, but over time, she realized she was slowly losing herself. She no longer did the things she enjoyed because Lisa always found a reason to stop her. One day, when she tried to go for a walk alone, Lisa got upset. Rose finally said, "Lisa, I know you love me, but love should not feel like a cage. Let me live while I still can." Lisa was shocked, but she listened. She started respecting her mother's choices instead of controlling them. The positive side? Rose regained her freedom, and Lisa learned to love without smothering. Their relationship became stronger because it was built on mutual respect, not fear. The negative side? At first, Lisa struggled to let go. It was hard for her to watch her mother take risks, but eventually she realized that real love gives freedom, not just protection. So what should you do when someone is being overprotective? Remind them, gently but firmly, that you are still capable of making your own decisions. Show them that their love is appreciated, but you need space to live your life on your terms. This principle is not about rejecting the people who care. It's about ensuring that love doesn't become control. If you understand this, you are already one step closer to a peaceful and fulfilling old age. But the next type of person you must avoid is even more harmful: the ageist. They don't just overprotect you. They look down on you because of your age. Don't miss the next lesson. Like, subscribe, and stay with us on this journey of ancient wisdom that will change your life forever. Some people don't just see you as older. They see you as less. They assume that because of your age, you are weak, slow, outdated, or incapable. They talk to you like a child, dismiss your opinions, and act like your life is over just because you have gray hair. At first, you might ignore it. Maybe they don't mean harm. Maybe they think they're helping. But over time, you start to realize something. They no longer see you. They only see your age. Have you ever felt like someone was speaking over you instead of to you? Have you ever shared your thoughts only to be met with a polite smile and a condescending, "That's nice," as if your words didn't really matter? What people really want in life is respect, dignity, and to be valued, not to be treated as if they are invisible. But how can you have that when others believe that age defines worth? The secret is understanding that your experience is your power, and the wisdom of age is something no one can take from you. And this principle has helped countless people reclaim their confidence. This mindset is crucial because if you accept being treated as less, others will continue to treat you that way. Knowing this isn't enough, you must act on it. So what should you do when people treat you like your voice no longer matters? Refuse to shrink yourself. Speak with confidence. Demand to be heard. If they assume you don't understand something, prove them wrong. If they dismiss you, stand firm and remind them. Respect is earned by wisdom, not youth. This principle is not about playing mind games or forcing respect. It is about building the right mindset that allows you to see your own value and never settle for less. When you respect yourself, others will follow. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly man named Mr. Benson. He had been a successful businessman in his younger years, full of knowledge and experience. But now, in his old age, his own family treated him like a decoration at the dinner table. "Dad, don't worry about that. It's too complicated." "Grandpa, you wouldn't understand. Things are different now. You're old now. Just relax and enjoy retirement." One day, at a family meeting, they were discussing a financial problem. Mr. Benson listened as they struggled to find a solution. Then he spoke. "Have you considered renegotiating your terms before seeking a loan?" His son chuckled. "Dad, it's not like the old days anymore." But his grandson, curious, decided to look into his grandfather's advice. To his shock, it worked. They saved thousands of dollars. That day, the family realized something. Wisdom never ages. They began listening to Mr. Benson with new respect. The positive side? Mr. Benson regained his place in his family. He was no longer just old. He was a man of wisdom. The negative side? It took too long for them to see it. For years, he had been ignored, simply because they assumed his age made him irrelevant. So what should you do when someone treats you like your age defines you? Do not allow it. Speak up. Show your wisdom. Refuse to let anyone silence you just because of a number. This principle is not about demanding respect. It's about carrying yourself with the confidence that commands it. If you understand this, you are already on your way to a life where your voice is heard and valued. But the next type of person you must avoid is even more dangerous. The opportunist. They don't just ignore you, they use you. Don't miss the next lesson. Like, subscribe, and continue this journey of ancient wisdom that will change your life forever. Number 4. The opportunist. Some people don't see you as a person, they see you as a resource. To them, your kindness, your wealth, your connections, or even just your time are things they can take advantage of. They don't love you for who you are. They love what they can get from you. At first, it might not be obvious. They shower you with attention, always checking in, always caring. But over time, you start to notice a pattern. They only show up when they need something. Have you ever had someone who only remembers you when they are in trouble? Do they call you family when they need money, but disappear the moment you need support? What people really want in life is genuine relationships, trust, and loyalty, not people who only come around for their own benefit. But how can you have that when some people see your kindness as a weakness? The secret is understanding that real love is consistent, and people who only love you when they need something never truly loved you at all. And this principle has helped many people protect their hearts and their resources. This mindset is important because if you allow yourself to be used, you will never know who truly values you. Knowing this isn't enough, you must act on it. So what should you do when someone treats you like a convenience? You must stop being so easily available. Watch their actions, not their words. Test their loyalty. If they only show up when they need something, give them your absence and see if they still remain. This principle is not about playing mind games or being selfish. It is about building the right mindset that allows you to give without being taken for granted. When you set boundaries, you appreciate people more, because now you know who is real and who is only there for what you can offer. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly woman named Aunt Martha. She had always been generous, always ready to help. Her nephews and nieces adored her until she stopped giving them money. At first, they called her every week. "Aunt Martha, how are you? Do you need anything?" But soon, the conversations always led to, "Aunt Martha, I'm in a little financial trouble. Could you help?" She gave and gave, thinking they loved her. But one day, she had an emergency of her own. She needed help, so she called the same people who always needed her. Their responses? "Aunt Martha, I wish I could, but I'm really busy. I hope you'll figure it out." Silence. That was the day she learned the truth. She stopped giving, and just like that, the calls stopped. The visits ended. She realized she was never truly loved. She was only useful. The positive side? Aunt Martha finally found peace. She stopped wasting her kindness on those who didn't value her. She built real relationships with the few people who stayed even when she had nothing to give. The negative side? It was painful to accept the truth. She had spent years believing in people who never really cared. But in the end, she was free. So what should you do when someone only values you for what they can take? Pull back. Watch who stays when you have nothing to offer. Those are the ones who truly belong in your life. This principle is not about being selfish. It's about ensuring that your love and kindness go to people who genuinely appreciate you. If you understand this, you will never be used again. But there is one more type of person you must avoid, perhaps the most dangerous of all: the pessimist. They don't take from you physically, but they steal something even more important: your peace of mind. Don't miss the next lesson. Like, subscribe, and continue this journey of ancient wisdom that will change your life forever. 5. The pessimist. Some people are not thieves of money, not thieves of time, but thieves of peace. They always see the worst in every situation. They drain the energy in every room, and they never believe anything good can happen. Their words are full of fear, doubt, and negativity, and if you're not careful, their mindset will slowly become yours. At first, you might feel sorry for them. Maybe they've had a hard life. Maybe they just need encouragement. But over time, you start to realize something. No matter how much you try to uplift them, they always find a reason to complain. They don't want solutions. They want to stay in misery. Have you ever noticed how being around certain people makes you feel exhausted, heavy, and unmotivated? Have you ever shared good news, only to hear, "Don't get too excited, something will go wrong"? What people really want in life is hope, joy, and peace. But how can you have that when someone is always filling your mind with negativity? The secret is understanding that your mindset shapes your reality, and if you allow negativity to consume you, you will attract more of it. And this principle has helped many people protect their happiness and mental well-being. This mindset is crucial because negativity is contagious. If you spend enough time around pessimistic people, you will start thinking like them, doubting yourself, and expecting failure. Knowing this isn't enough, you must act on it. So what should you do when someone is constantly negative? You must create distance. Limit your conversations, redirect negative talk, and if necessary, walk away. If someone refuses to see the good in life, do not let them darken yours. This principle is not about playing mind games or ignoring people's struggles. It is about building the right mindset that allows you to appreciate life instead of fearing it. When you protect your mind, you protect your future. Let me tell you a story. There was an elderly man named Mr. Evans. He had a neighbor, Henry, who always had something negative to say. If the sun was shining, Henry would say, "It's probably too hot." If it rained, he'd say, "Floods are coming." If Evans talked about starting a small business, Henry would laugh. "At your age, what's the point?" At first, Evans tried to encourage him, but one day he noticed something. After every conversation with Henry, he felt drained. His joy was slowly disappearing. That's when he made a decision. He stopped discussing his dreams with Henry. He surrounded himself with people who lifted him up instead of pulling him down. And guess what? His life changed. He started his business. He found new energy. He lived his old age with excitement instead of fear. The positive side, Evans protected his happiness and spent his final years full of purpose and joy. The negative side, Henry remained the same, bitter, fearful, and stuck in negativity. But that was Henry's choice, not Evans. So what should you do when someone constantly brings negativity into your life? Reduce their influence. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. This principle is not about rejecting people. It's about ensuring that your mind is filled with hope, not fear. If you understand this, you are already one step closer to a peaceful and fulfilling life. But this is not the end of the journey. There is one final lesson left: how to protect yourself from all 5 of these people and create a life of peace, joy, and true fulfillment. Don't miss the conclusion. Like, subscribe, and continue this journey of ancient wisdom that will change your life forever. Conclusion: protecting your peace in old age. Life is too short to spend it surrounded by the wrong people. As you grow older, your peace, happiness, and health should be your top priorities. But how can you have peace when you are constantly drained by the overdependent, controlled by the overprotective, disrespected by the ageist, used by the opportunist, and weighed down by the pessimist? The truth is, many people live their final years in frustration, loneliness, and regret, not because of their own choices, but because of the people they allow into their lives. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age with grace, joy, and fulfillment, while others struggle with endless stress? Is it fate, luck, or something else? What people really want in life is peace, respect, and happiness. But how can you have that if you don't protect yourself from toxic influences? The secret is understanding that you have the power to choose who deserves space in your life and who doesn't. And this principle has helped countless people reclaim their joy and independence. This mindset is crucial because you don't have unlimited time left. You must be intentional about how you spend it. Knowing this isn't enough. You must act on it. So what should you do if you recognize these people in your life? You must set boundaries. You don't have to cut everyone off completely, but you do have to limit their control over your happiness. If someone is overdependent, stop being their crutch. If someone is overprotective, remind them that you still have a life to live. If someone is ageist, prove them wrong by living fully. If someone is an opportunist, stop being so easily available. If someone is a pessimist, protect your energy by keeping your distance. This principle is not about playing mind games or being selfish. It is about building the right mindset that allows you to spend your final years in joy, not regret. When you set boundaries, you actually appreciate the people in your life more, because you are choosing them for who they are, not for what they demand from you. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Margaret. She had spent her whole life sacrificing for others. But as she grew older, she realized something. Most of the people around her were taking from her, not giving. Her children relied on her for everything, never appreciating her efforts. Her sister constantly warned her about every possible danger, keeping her in a bubble of fear. Her so-called friends dismissed her opinions because of her age. One day, Margaret made a bold decision. She started saying no. At first, people were shocked. Some were angry. But something incredible happened. Margaret felt free. She started doing things she loved. She reconnected with people who truly valued her. She surrounded herself with positivity. And for the first time in years, she felt alive. The positive side? Margaret's final years were full of happiness, adventure, and peace. The negative side? Some people walked away. But Margaret realized something. Losing the wrong people was the best thing that ever happened to her. So what should you do to protect yourself from these 5 types of people? Make a choice. Decide today that your peace is more important than their demands. Live for yourself, not just for others. This principle is not about being alone. It's about ensuring that the people in your life are adding to it, not draining it. If you understand this, you are already on the path to a peaceful, happy, and fulfilling old age. This is the wisdom that many people realize too late, but you don't have to. If you've found value in these lessons, like, subscribe, and stay connected for more ancient wisdom that will transform your life.